our system we have to run the clock down, to not give the ball back to Coastal, because there's so many games won and lost in clock management. And I thought our whole staff did a great job of clock management. We're going to run it down to the last of 3 seconds and kick a field goal to win. And I think a lot of it goes to Chandler, the way he's came back. And last year he didn't have his best year. And Chandler Staten, he was on full scholarship and paid his own way to come back for his 6th season. What else can you ask for? I mean, we didn't have any scholarship money. He wanted to come back and prove it to his team and to himself what kind of place kicker he was. And there was never a doubt we were going to win the football game. And I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. After clinching this.
I'm not sure it's ever about me, but last week was tough, and there was some good criticism, some well deserved. But there's nobody in this program that believes black and gold more than Sean Clark does. And to see myself as the leader of this program, where our kids were resilient and came back and won, it's about those kids, about this program, it's about everybody who's came here before us that laid the foundation for this great university.
Sean, early in the game, down 14-0. It's a little bit of deja vu back to last week. What was different about the vibe on the sideline, the way the team responded and reacted to that? Just kind of take us through the difference. And, did going through what you did last week in a kind of a twisted type of way sort of help you move through it this week?
Here, and last year I don't think anything went right. If it could have went wrong, it went wrong. And our kids never stopped believing even last week. But this week we're down 14-0, and we were moving the ball offensively. And on defense, we really gave it 2 plays. I think overall they rushed for 55 yards the whole game. So it was 2 big plays they scored on. We went down and scored a touchdown, and I already made my mind up throughout the week. As soon as we scored, we're going for the onside, and we never blinked an eye. And I thought we needed that to kind of change the momentum of the game. And Michael Hughes and Milan Tucker executed to a T. No one knew except Milan and Michael Hughes we were going to do it. So that's even the better part about it. It's kind of a little secret between me and Coach Haynes, and our kids executed it. And if you take away the two turnovers, to me it's not even a close game. But again, you got to give Coastal Carolina a lot of credit. Those guys have a heck of a program. Coach Chadwell's done a great job. It's turned into a great little rivalry, and we were fortunate to come out to win tonight.
Conference, Malik Williams, you must have really found something that you saw ahead of time that you felt like you could exploit, because Frank Ponce kept going back to it, and it just kept working. And it didn't hurt that Chase Bryce was lasering the throws tonight. Was that something that you looked at and found during the week? I can't imagine it just popped up tonight.
No, our offensive staff did a great job of game planning. And we went back and watched last year's tape, and we couldn't throw the ball very well. It kind of looked like we were going through the motions last year. And Chase Bryce is a winner. And Coach Ponce's staff does a great job of game planning. And if we can run the football, we bring the safeties down in the box, and we have to win our one-on-ones outside. And like I said, he was 10 of 14, Malik, for 206 yards, and he actually missed 2 that should have paid him close to 300 yards. But I think that goes for our coaches for game planning, goes for our players for executing, and it was just, man, what a hell of a win.
My last question, defensive staff was chasing it last week. Dale said, we just, Napier put up a good game plan. We felt like we were, just misfitting all night. 55 rushing yards for a team that really, much like App State, sets itself up with the run. Talk a little bit about the game planning that Dale and his staff did.
Well, Coach Jones and his staff do an excellent job. And, as the head coach last week, I was embarrassed. Both coordinators were embarrassed. Our players were embarrassed. And we came back here on, when we played, Tuesday? We got back at Wednesday at 7 o'clock. We were in the office at 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning, game plan for this game, because we knew we had to come back and put a great product on the football field. And our guys fit it right. They felt good about it. When our guys feel good on defense, we're flying around, get 11 halves of the football. It's outstanding. I go against this defense all the time. And if we fit our gaps right, we're hard to beat. And you look at, I think T. Roof has some big-time plays tonight, and we sacked the quarterback. And, hats off to those guys. T. don't even start, but he prepares like a starter. And we got game in the game more. And that's my job to get him in the football game. But man, what a great team effort! Offense, defense, special teams. I think you have to win 2 out of 3 phases to win a football game in college football. We won all 3 phases except turnovers. So it's a great day in Boone.
Coach Steve Reed from the Associated Press. You guys had 3 defensive stops. I think all of them were in the fourth quarter there that set you up for that game-winning field goal. I just wondered, was there something in particular that you guys found? I mean, this is a team that was averaging 48 points a game. Is there something you found that you were doing to shut them down in that late in the fourth quarter there?
No, I thought our kids were really playing at a high level. And this is no disrespect to Coastal, but they have not played 4 quarters all season long. And we have. We've been battle-tested. And I do believe we've played a tough schedule. Very tough schedule. AAC, Conference USA, you name it, we played. ACC. So we played 3 other conferences around the country, and we were battle tested. And our guys, performed at a high level, and that was so fun to see tonight.
Also, what did you like the best about what Chase did at quarterback tonight?
D, all the above. I thought he had great poise in the pocket. He took some shots in the pocket. I thought he had great touch to the football, made good decisions when he pulled the ball, and we're glad he's on our football team. He's a true Mountaineer.
Sean, the crowd tonight was very involved the whole game. 4th largest crowd in school history. Just the effect that has on a game that maybe fans don't realize. What was that like for you guys as you were trying to kind of mount this comeback and win? It
was huge, and we have a very passionate fan base, and they tell you when you do good, and they tell you when you do bad, and that's the life of a head coach at Appalachian State University. But our fans make a major difference in the outcome of football games, and I think a lot goes to Doug and his staff of marketing the right way to come in and get our fans. Look at that student section tonight. How many students were there tonight? 10,000? 10,000 students on Wednesday night. I talked to Chancellor Everett. She told me she's going to cancel class tomorrow at noon, so I'll make sure and get that on social media. Man, just thank you for coming out and supporting us, guys. And it's not easy getting to Boone, North Carolina. I mean, you're 2 hours from Charlotte, you're an hour and a half from Winston, you're 2.5 hours from Raleigh. It's not easy getting to Boone, but our fans love this place. They love to see us succeed, and we couldn't do it without them. And that's what bringing recruits on campus tonight. You can't get that. There's teams in the Pac-12 and the ACC can't get a crowd like that. This is Boone, North Carolina. I think it speaks volumes for our program or for our fan base.
I guess first, congrats, Coach. And then talking about Chase, you've been talking all season, really connecting on those deep balls. I mean, even some of his incompletions tonight were some beautiful throws. Can you talk to me about if it was something this week that really started clicking? Because tonight he was almost perfect on those deep ones.
No, I think Chase did his job. And if you go back, and that's why I don't like to single people out. We have so many great players on our football team, and I don't think Chase would want me to do that for him also. But it's called DYJ. You have to do your job to be successful. And our guys tonight did their job, and they did it at a high level. I mean, you can go back and look at, you can go O-line, D-line, linebackers, corners, safeties, receivers. Our guys did their jobs, and when things happen, they never broke. And they just came back for the next play. We were preaching next play mentality. That's what was down 14-0. It really wasn't a big deal. It was the next play. Every play has a life within itself. And tonight we played one play at a time.
And then so Corey had that fumble late in the first half. Then he comes out third quarter, makes an incredible touchdown catch. Can you talk to me about his mentality and how he was able to turn it around and make such a big play?
He's a ball player. He's a great football player, and no one feels worse about the pick, the fumble than Corey. It happens. That's not our goal. We practice ball security for 30 minutes a day, 2 days a week, and keeps rearing his ugly head up. And for us to win the Sun Belt East, we have to get that corrected. And like I said, I learned a long time that they're not trying to turn the ball over. And for me to go in there and just rip his butt for turning the football over, what's that really going to improve? Someone there said, man, keep your head up. We're going to need you the next play. And I think that's one thing we do here, all of our coaches, all of our players. When something happened, we go for it on fourth down, defense don't blink. If defense gives up a big play, offense don't blink. And that is our program now. We didn't blink. And that's what makes it so special.
And then so that running back group, of course, they've all been banged up. I think tonight was the first night we were really able to see that three-headed monster, as you've called them. Could you talk to me about their impact tonight?
It was big. They were all banged tonight. I think Nate cramped, Chop cramped, Cam was limping, but we need all those guys. But I think it goes back to our whole football team. I told those guys, I think it was a pregame meal today. I said, in the game of football and games like this, either you're going to define the moment or the moment's going to define you. And the moment wasn't too big for our program tonight.
We'll take one last question, then we'll get to the players.
Noah C. Cornelius from the Appalachian. Again, going off of the running back question that Cameron asked, what was it like having Cam Peoples back tonight? And can you just talk about how much the other running backs did a good job filling in for him when he was out with injury?
It's big. I mean, I'm never going to question if a player comes to me and says he's injured. I'm never going to question if he's hurt or not. And I know those guys, they worked their tail off for a long time to play this game. So if they're injured, we're not going to play him. And he tried he's gotten several MRIs, several scans, look at his ankle, and it all came back negative, but he didn't feel right. And I'm not going to put a player out there that he doesn't feel good to play 100% and get hurt again. I think that's not good for the head coach, not good for the morale of your football team. And I think the one thing you do as a coach, you have to trust your players. And I trust these players. Some of these guys are 6-year players, and if they tell me something, I trust them. Look over at Caleb Sperlin and DeMarco. Those guys, if they come and tell me something, then we're probably going to do it. I trust them. And I think that's what makes it so special. This way the way they respond and a lot of fun.